Today's episode of The Mom Game is brought to you by our friends at Gateway Buick GMC at LBJ and Jupiter. I know that buying a car can be stressful, but not at Gateway because their slogan is, Gateway's got it. And just what does that mean? Well, it means Gateway's got a wide selection of new Buicks, GMCs, and GM-certified used vehicles, all competitively priced. Gateway's got it. In these busy times, you want a car dealer who makes things easy and convenient. Well, guess what? Gateway's got it. When you log on to Gateway Buick GMC, look for the Shop, Click, Drive button. This allows you to shop from the comfort of your home, and who doesn't want that? In fact, it's as easy as uno, dos, tres. 1, select your vehicle. 2, create your offer. 3, schedule your delivery. And on top of all this, Gateway Buick GMC offers complimentary car washes for life. So when you want a dealer who has it all, Gateway's got it. You can find them online at gatewaybuickgmc.com or shop in person at LBJ and Jupiter. GMC, we are professional grade. Experience the new Buick. And welcome into episode 170 of The Mom Game. I'm Emily Jones. She's Julie Dobbs. We're together again. And this is it. Our studio. Complete with the piece de resistance, whatever it says, whatever that fancy thing. Look at our fancy fucking sign. It's awesome. So this is it. Now we can show you the wide shot. We're gonna take you on a tour, courtesy of our friends at Bottle Rover on our social media channels. We love Bottle Rover. Not only did they come and pimp us out today as far as shooting some promo videos and wanting to really support us in our new home. They brought us a delivery. We had a Bottle Rover delivery. It shows you just how easy it is to get your booze and accessories, your booze accessories delivered straight to your door, to your studio, wherever it is. And so thanks to Bottle Rover for, kind of being our little partner in this big studio reveal. More, as I said, coming on our social media channels. I'm just so grateful. I'm not in the middle of a mental breakdown anymore. You have a husband at home.
Yes.
I feel like it's summertime. My kids' sports are going to be over after this weekend. What a fucking show that's been. Drama with being a, 8 and 9-year-old softball all-star coach. We'll have to talk about that. We're going to have to save that for next week.
There?
Oh, honey.
Oh, no.
We'll have to save it for next week because we don't have a ton of time with just you and I, because we have a very special guest today. We have Kenzie Heim, who is the wife of Jonah Heim, the catcher for the Texas Rangers. Also, too, just a fun girl, a bit of an influencer, if you will. She is young enough to be my daughter, but she's a really, really sweet girl. She's doing some cool things on her own business-wise. And she also has been very open about her struggles with postpartum depression. I mean, she's got a cool story. And so we're going to have Kenzie in here very shortly to talk. But we need to catch up and we need to give our love to our sponsors and do a check-in on each other and talk about how excited we are to be here.
I know. We're so excited to be here. As you can see, we had this custom desk made.
Fancy desk.
Which I think turned out so well. It's so beautiful.
My friend Paco.
Emily's friend Paco.
Love Paco.
Helped.
Yes, Paco built this. If you need something built, look at this. I mean, he's effing
gorgeous.
Amazing. And also, when I ordered the chairs, they're a little tall. And from what I understand, Paco is going to remedy that. He's going to cut our chairs down so we're not quite so high.
Yeah.
And huge shout out to our producer and friend, Ashley Bullington, who has gotten this shit in check.
It's been a lot.
God bless her.
It's been a lot for her.
She has to... just dealing with me in the mental breakdown technology phase was a lot, but she's hung with us. She's fantastic. She's an official part of the Mom Game family right now. We just need to get the paperwork figured out, but she is us and we are her, and we are excited to have her. We're happy to have her. So
we are.
I'm feeling super grateful right now that we're here, and we finally made it.
Yeah. And I think, when we were faced with the dilemma, the conundrum, if you will, when Vocal was kind of shutting down, it was what do we do? What are we going to do? Do we want to keep doing it? Do we want to just do it from home? Do we want to do it remote? A lot of podcasts are just at, people's homes, but we didn't feel like that was our vibe, and we wanted to be together. We wanted to be able to drink together and laugh together and have a common space for us to do our show. And we just kind of decided, like, we're digging in and we're going to do it. And we had no idea what all that entailed.
It was
like,
a lot.
It was a lot. I mean, it's like you just built a beautiful new home. It's like building a little room, like building a little tiny room in a house all, by yourself. Like, you don't know how much things are going to cost. You don't know how technically it's all going to work out. You don't know where it's going to be. So we were so lucky that Cash Soroy had a spot for us.
Cash,
We're
thank
here
you.
down in like downtown Dallas, basically South Dallas. We're near the convention center, which is a little bit of a shorter drive for you.
Yep.
Which I love. And we've known Cash forever. And he is somebody that I really look up to, like business wise. He's started his own companies, 2 of them. And they're both thriving, and he was moving. We needed somewhere to land. And so we are working with him now in this space. So we are sharing a space with The Well and the Collectible Network. And down the road, I hope, we can all kind of partner on things. We'll see what that is. As we move along, possibilities are really like endless now for us. We have our own spot. We bought our own equipment. So one thing we know is we'll keep the show moving right along, and we'll have our weekly episodes and just kind of see where it goes from there. But we're super excited about it, and thank you all for sticking with us through all of the troubleshooting.
Yeah, I know it was some, that when we were both remote, it was like we were kind of talking over each other, and it was the technology, obviously I had a really hard time with. So it's just, I'm glad we got to this place. I knew that it was going to be a process.
It's not easy.
It wasn't easy.
It's a lot.
But we're here, and I think that we're both committed to bringing, a great show to our viewers and our partners.
Mm-hmm.
And I love doing this, and I think I'm glad that we kind of got through that storm. And now I feel like we're on the other side. There's still a few kinks to be worked out, and we'll get through those. But the bottom line is we're together. We're gonna finally, like we said, we have Kenzie today. We get to bring back guests like Nathaniel Lowe. Like I keep talking about it. So he's like, you just tell me when. So I'm looking at off days, and we're figuring that out. But like it's really fun right now for us, and I feel like it's kind of, we can breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
And you can breathe because you have a husband. You have a husband.
I have a
Congratulations.
husband. Yay, thanks. I know Stanley Cup final ended last night. So I feel like now we can talk about it without being like, oh, we wish we were there. We wish we were still playing, which obviously I would have sacrificed it all for the Stars to still be playing and have had a shot at the Stanley Cup. But that went to Las Vegas, who won and beat Florida 9-3 in Game 5.
But does it give you some sort of consolation that Vegas was clearly the better team in the Stanley Cup final?
I think
so
so.
too.
I mean, they are good. Like
They're
good, and we couldn't get through them, and Florida couldn't either. So congratulations to them winning their first Stanley Cup 6 years after being born as a team.
So annoying. That's annoying.
Not fair. Thank you.
This.
Oh, thank you.
Your little hanger thing. Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
CD.
Mama M. But yeah, so Kelly's been home, and that has been wonderful. Kids are out of school, obviously. Our activities have mostly ended too. We're doing summer basketball, but it's like super simple, just games, nothing else. So it's been really wonderful. Kelly and I have it's like a whole new world, You're like, what do you want to do tonight? What do you want to do tomorrow night? What do you want to do the next night?
What do you want to do for the rest of our lives?
What do you want to do?
Okay, on that note,
Yeah.
You had told me that it was a possibility that Kelly, this might be it.
Yeah.
For Kelly.
Yeah.
What is there any development on that front?
There is. He has worked his final game with the Dallas Stars.
How are you?
We are done.
You're done.
It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's wild, but I feel like he has been with them for so long. He's accomplished so much that he'd kind of just done everything he wanted to do. He'd accomplished everything he wanted to accomplish, and he had really just freaking killed that role. Like he killed it at his job, and
because in this world of professional sports, especially in hockey, where they fire a coach after 60 games and are like, you're not getting it done. I mean, for Kelly to stay, it was 17 seasons.
No, 14.
How many? 14.
But
Okay,
7
14.
coaches. So that
Okay.
might be what you're thinking.
7
Yeah.
coaches, 14 seasons, and Kelly was the constant.
He was the constant. He survived all the firings and
It's unreal.
everything else from Mark
Ownership
Crawford.
change? Was there an ownership
change?
GM changes?
GM change. He worked for Joe Newendike and then Jim Nill, of course. He started with Mark Crawford, if anybody remembers Crow, the old coach. He went golfing with him, and Crow hired him and was like, okay, I can talk to you. I can get along with you, and you know hockey, and you know the technology side of things. The rest is history. All the way to Pete DeBoer, who we loved, and we loved getting to know him and working for him. And Pete was actually like really wonderful with Kelly when Kelly kind of broke the news to him that he wasn't going to be returning for next season. Pete was like very real and kind of even said like, you know, I've have regrets too. Like it's hard to leave your family and take this job on. And that's someone who is a head coach and is making buku money, right? Like it's hard to sacrifice the day-to-day with your family sometimes when your job is so consuming. And that's kind of what it came down to for Kelly. So I think I'm sure Mike Heika with the Dallas Stars, DallasStars.com is doing a feature on him. And I love Mike Heika. There couldn't be anybody else better to write about Kelly and kind of break this news. But probably by the time that this show airs, that'll be out. So people can go find that. And, you know, it's bittersweet. It's sad. Like I worked for them for a long time too. That's how we met. Like I was pregnant there, like covering games, and we love that team. We love that organization, and we still will. We always will. We'll always be rooting for them. I'm like, I might be able to go to games with Kelly, like
Which would be
bring the kids and like
you need to document the first time Kelly goes to a Stars game as a fan,
right?
Because that will be something to see.
I know. It'll be crazy.
Well, I told you this, you know, when the Stars got bounced from the playoffs, and that, you know, I know you want your name on the Stanley Cup, and that's the ultimate goal. But he didn't get it. But then I harken back to the 2011 team with the Rangers and how so many of those guys were so close, and that's what they wanted, and you know, and some of them left the game without ever getting one. But that's not, and it's like, I mean, it's not like I'm playing, but like when I retire, if we don't win a World Series, I mean, it's like, I'm not playing. I don't have any effect.
Yeah,
on
but
that.
you would be a giant part of that thing.
But I've already gotten my reward. I've already gotten, and Kelly's already gotten his reward.
Yeah.
And that's the friendships and the relationships and the impact that he made and the fun times that he had and the hard times that he had and all the whole journey, which sounds super cliche and super cheesy, but it is so effing true. And those things you can't take away. You can't take away those memories. You can't take away those relationships.
Yeah.
You can't take away any of that. And so once you realize that, I feel like you kind of, and that's kind of where I am in my career. Like, you know, if I drop an F-bomb on the air and get fired tomorrow, it's like, well, fuck, that sucks.
It's like, well, fuck.
Really shouldn't have said fuck. But you know, it's like, everything now is gravy. Like nothing can be taken away from me. Those memories, those relationships, those friendships, those fun times, all the things. And so I hope that as time passes, and I think it probably, I don't know, you could tell me like that probably Kelly is already kind of at that place where it's like, yeah, I had a great fucking run.
Yep.
And I did some great things and I met some great people and I have friends and relationships that will last me until the end of my life.
Yep.
Damn, that's awesome.
I'm proud of how respected he was and all of the relationships that he built.
And not just within the Stars organization, across the NHL.
Across the NHL.
Was known and loved and respected.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yes.
That's the stuff.
Yeah, it is. That's the stuff. And he couldn't have done, you know, a better job, and he worked so hard. So we're all really excited though. Like the kids are excited. Like they're kind of like, what, you know?
Yeah.
So Isaac, my stepson, he's here for the summer. And he's about to be 20. Like his whole entire life, his dad has had this job. Like, so it limits us, you know, there's 3 months a year that Kelly can travel. Like you understand, you know? So it's like, oh my gosh, like we could go somewhere in December. Like we could go skiing, like just little things like that. Like it's going to be fun.
Have you thought about that? I remember when I left Fox and went to work just for the Rangers, I was like, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, like those are all my oyster now. Like I don't have to I don't have to work around a work schedule. I don't have, it's like, I'm going to
It's
spend
crazy.
the holidays with my family.
And honestly, like,
this is unbelievable.
that's how it should be.
Right.
Like, that's like core stuff. And, you know, you want to be with your family. And I think hopefully he's transitioning to another career. We'll find out. Nothing is for sure yet. Like, this week is going to be a lot of figuring out, you know, what the best opportunity is and what we can do as a family and what works and all of that. But I think we know it's going to be something that provides him more flexibility and more time with us and more time at home and less time of me having breakdowns because I can't can do it all. But we're proud of him.
First of all, I'm so proud of you for how you like navigated those waters. I know how hard they are. I don't know. I just know through you. And so I'm so proud of you, and I'm so happy for y'all.
Thanks.
I'm happy that he's in a good place, that y'all are in a good place, and that you get some time together, like some real time as kind of a quote unquote normal family.
Yeah,
I
thanks,
think that's
Em.
great.
Thank
So,
you.
Cheers to that.
I know, new beginnings.
Cheers.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that.
Yay. And congrats, Kelly, on a fantastic career.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you too. Not that you needed to hear that.
Aw.
I'm proud of you.
I'm sure he appreciates that,
Okay.
He does.
What else we got before we get to Kenzie? I know we need to do a check-in. How are you? You're looking good, girl.
Oh, thank you.
How you doing on the Texas Fat Loss Program?
I am.
And I was like, I haven't eaten yet today as I'm having a glass of bubbles. And you're like, I had some sliced chicken breast on my way over.
I did. I'm learning. Yeah.
You're meal prepping.
I'm meal prepping.
Love it.
Well, yeah. And like, I know when I'm on the go, like I knew it was going to be a long day. I left at 6 this morning and knew I wouldn't be home till 3 or 4. So I was like, okay, well, I have to eat. Like part of the thing is just kind of sticking on your plan. So I packed something for lunch. And it's going really well. It's great. Like I've said, I really love kind of having that plan laid out for me and having somebody that I can check in with. I enter my weight in every morning. It kind of keeps you accountable. And then Dr. Nick is like on the other side of the app and he can see what I'm weighing in at. And like sometimes he'll check in, be like, how you doing? Can I help? Do you need anything? And sometimes for me, that was the missing piece, was having that person to hold you accountable and that person that you could reach out to if you had any questions. So, you know, we've been busy like with summer stuff and fun stuff, but I love that I can manage it going out to eat still. Last night we went to the club and I had grilled chicken and vegetables. Most places you go, you can order that. So it's been great. It's been a really good fit for me and I'm working towards my ultimate goal. We have a trip to Hawaii in July and that was kind of my goal, was to like be in a good place for that trip. And so we're getting there. I'm like down about 15 pounds now with Texas Fat Loss and hopefully more to come. So I want people who are listening who might be struggling with, you know, whether you want to lose 20 pounds or 40 pounds or 50 pounds, it doesn't matter. They can help you out and you just need to call for that free consultation and figure out what they can do for you. The phone number is 972-845-1010, 972-845-1010, or you can go to texasfatloss.com, or you can just message me on Instagram and I will hook you up. I can answer any questions about it, but it's been really wonderful for me. Good timing working with them over on the Freak too. And I'm happy that they put some faith in us here on the Mom Game. And so hopefully some Mom Game listeners will give them a call. Yeah. Tell them Julie and the Mom Game sent you. Yes. For sure. For sure. Please do. Okay. So we're about to get to our guest, who is brought to us by another great partner, Laundry on Demand. But before we do, we talked about Bottle Rover and, you know, kind of being a part of this whole studio unveiling thing. I want to remind everyone, just freaking download the Bottle Rover app. Yep. It's summertime. We don't have time, or we want to spend time doing other things. Yeah, so you want to just go to the pool. Download the app. Have that booze. You're shopping local. You just put in your order. Someone picks it up, brings it to your door, just like they did to ours here today, and it's brilliant. So thanks to Bottle Rover again for helping us celebrate our big reveal of our new studio. But okay, so full disclosure, I'm a laundry insane person and I do laundry every day. Yes. And so laundry for me is quite frankly not that big of an issue. I think I'm probably in the 1% of human beings where that's the case. You have a system. I have a system. And so, but there is a need, especially for busy moms. Quick question for you, laundry question. Yeah. What do you do with socks that don't match? Oh, I throw them away. I mean, I'll hold on to them maybe for like 1 or 2 more Oh my gosh.
days.
Okay.
But if they don't show up, it's just, you just trash them.
You just trash them. But then what if you find the other one after you
then I'll just trash that one.
Then you just trash that one. And then you just buy more.
Yeah. Socks come in 10
Do
packs.
you buy all of the same color and type of sock? I heard somebody, because we talked about this on the radio, and someone called in and they were like, I just buy all white Hanes or whatever, so you don't even have to match.
Okay,
I thought that was brilliant.
So I buy different socks so now Henry's feet are big enough to where our socks get confused.
Okay.
So I buy different socks for him and for me, and then Hattie has like the Fruit of the Loom or whatever that have different colored toes.
Okay.
But that is brilliant to have all white.
Yeah.
Yes, they have to match.
Okay.
But I do have Henry's have stripes on the bottom and mine don't.
Gotcha. So that's how you know.
That's how we can differentiate.
So your mismatched socks have a lifespan of 2 to 3 days.
If they're mismatched. If we can't find the other one, it's out.
I mean, I've got socks like...
And if someone, and my friends know this, they'll come over and swim and there's socks, and I'm like, listen, I will save clothes, I will save bathing suits, I will save towels. If your kid fucking leaves socks at my house, they are in the trash. Like
they're out.
They're out.
What if there's those bombas that cost like $15?
Don't come to my house in your bombas.
$20.
Do not come to my house in your bombas. And
remember your bombas.
If you come to my house in your bombas, you better fucking remember them. Because if you leave them, they are going in the trash.
Wow.
I am
Emily,
not.
Even kids' socks.
I am not babysitting your kids' socks.
What about clothes that they leave?
Clothes are fine.
What do you do with them?
Towels are fine.
I know you have a system.
I do. I wash them. And then there is a return bin on a shelf in my laundry room. That's where everything that goes to someone else's home stays. And then when they come over, or if I'm driving by their house, I might just drop it off. That's the system.
Okay.
Or it goes in my car.
I've got some floaters right now, and I'm like, what do I do with this?
Or put them in your car.
I can't handle my own kids'
Or put them in your car. My poor friends. We'll be like eating lunch, having like a great lunch. I'll have like a glass of wine and a salad and a whatever. And then I'm like, follow me to my car. I got your kid's bathing suit in there. Like fucking uncle. Like she's got 20 bathing suits. But it's okay. I washed it. It's nice. It's great. It's good. But a lot of times there's the shelf and then there's the car. If I think I'm going to see that person in the near future, I'll put it in the car.
Is it in like a basket in the car?
There's no basket.
It's just loose.
I need to get a basket.
You need to get a return basket for the
good
car.
Idea. Please. Googling baskets that fit in the trunk.
She's gonna buy it by the end of the show. That's how Emily rolls.
Of a GMC Yukon.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So no,
okay.
that's my system.
I was just wondering. Yeah.
So you did laundry on demand. You'll have to tell us about it. But how many unmatched socks did you get?
It was really funny. So Laundry on Demand is our new sponsor here on the show. So they do your laundry basically in a day. You leave it out on your porch, and then they bring it back. But they had it all beautifully folded, and they organize it by member of your family. They can tell, especially with my family, it's like, this is a little girl, this is a little boy, this is a dad, this is a mom. But they had a little pile of all the mismatched socks, all the individuals, all the lost little socks that didn't have a partner, and they were just in this big pile, and I was like, oh, that's embarrassing. Like,
so what did you do with them?
So what I do with them is I put them in the kids, like say it's the kids' mismatched socks, I put them in their drawers, but like off to the side.
Okay.
And so it's just like a holding pattern. They're kind of like on deck or in the hole if you need a baseball pun.
Okay,
they're off to the side. They're in waiting to get the call up to the big leagues.
For a match.
For a match. And this is the thing. The match never comes. The match never comes. They never get the call up. They're in the hole forever.
How long are they in AAA?
They are stuck in AAA for a long time. I will keep them there sometimes, though, for like a year.
Oh, my gosh. It's time to tell them they're never going to make it in the big leagues. Like, we need to treat them as adults. Like, pull the Band-Aid off.
But I'm that what if person. What if it's this one prospect
what
that you
if you can buy a 10-pack of socks for like $5? Let go of the fucking lonely socks.
You're gonna get us kicked out of our new home.
Sorry.
They're doing very important work here.
Let them go. They've probably got holes in them and shit.
Okay, so I've got the ones off to the side that might sit there for a year, and then I've got a bag that goes in like a corner hidden in my room of even older ones.
Just socks?
Yeah.
What
if I find
I don't care. They've outgrown them by that time.
What if I find the
Go.
partner?
I want you to make
Some
me a
of them are
promise.
really cute.
I want you to make me a
We've
promise.
got like
No.
avocado socks,
No.
watermelon socks. We've got the cutest socks.
Make me a promise right now. You will go home and you will throw away that fucking bag of one socks. What's wrong with you?
I'll tell you the worst part.
Jesus, we haven't reached the worst part
If
yet.
I actually took the bag out of one socks and went through the drawer, I could probably find some partners. I just haven't tried that hard. I don't have time. I haven't gotten to that point. Like, at what point in my life am I going to be like, oh, I know what to do.
Okay.
I'm going to grab this old bag of socks and see if I can find some partners. None. There's never a moment in my life where I'm going to do this, but I'm holding on to hope.
Get rid of the AAA socks and get rid of the lonely socks. It's time.
Tell them that their dream is over.
It's time. Newsflash, socks don't fucking have feelings. Just throw them away.
Speak for your own socks.
You're making me nervous.
My socks have feelings.
You're making me nervous.
Anyway, all that to say.
Jesus. Fucking socks. A bag of socks in the back of your closet.
Yeah, but it's at least in a bag.
And then side socks in the drawer.
Yeah.
What is happening?
I'm never going to find these partners. I'm down to like 3 to 4 pair that actually have partners. It's bad.
Or your birthday just passed. I'm getting you a belated birthday present of socks for your whole damn family. Like, congratulations, Forbes. Here I am.
The sock fairy.
The sock fairy, bringing you joy and matching socks.
We would gladly accept your sock fairy.
I'll be on Amazon as soon as we get off the show.
Well, those bad boys are going to be separated in about 3 days and then back to the bag. This is a problem.
All right, not anymore. Not with laundry.
Not anymore.
You're going to get your shit together.
Laundry on demand. You can see I really have needed their help. And I'm excited to be spreading the word about laundry on demand because it's the new way to do laundry day. They do your laundry. That's the catch. They do your laundry. One less thing on your plate because we have a million things on our plate and laundry, it's just always stressing me out. It's always in the back of my mind. I'm trying to relax, hang out with the kids, and I see this pile of laundry and then I just want to cry. Well, with laundry on demand, all you have to do is tap, pack, and you're done. You tap, that means place your order through the app or online. You pack, you fill your reusable laundry on demand bag or trash bags if it's your first time. That's what I did. We had 2 big kitchen trash bags full of laundry, put them out on the front porch, and then they come and get them. You set your laundry out, they take care of the rest. A background checked and trained laundry pro will pick up your clothes. They sent me a nice little text. They're like, we're on the way. I was like, awesome. They professionally wash, dry, fold, separate by family member, which is really cool that they do that. Then they return it back the next day, fresh, clean, and folded or hung if you prefer. Emily, you can
now this is a game changer.
You can say that you want your things folded.
I could send my hangers,
You could send your hangers and they would bring it all back hung for you.
Okay.
They'll do whatever it is that you want and whatever it is that you need, and they are pros. And I will add, my laundry was folded so beautifully and it smelled good.
Oh my
It smelled really good.
I'm so happy for you.
I'm
this
so
is
excited.
Big. Okay, now that you throw in the hangers,
You might want to get in on this.
I might want to get in on this.
The woman who has it all figured out laundry-wise might even need laundry on demand.
I'm glad you said has it all figured out laundry-wise.
I did say laundry-wise.
Keywords.
Oh, I wasn't going to leave that open-ended.
Wait, that's a total game changer.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, okay, so obviously I'm a laundry weirdo. But this is a game changer because like
You're a big hanger person.
I'm a big hanger person. But Miss Vicky's going out of town for a week in the summer. I'm like, okay, well maybe I could do this.
You should try it out.
Or you know what else? When I leave town and leave my family at home, they don't know what to fucking do.
Yeah.
They have no clue.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could have this.
All right.
Mike would love it.
I'm in.
Oh my gosh.
I'm in.
Okay. So all you need to do, laundryod.com, or you can get the app in Play Store. And soon they're going to have their own new facility. They can't say much about it now, but it will be unlike anything anyone has ever seen before. So really excited to have these new partners on the show, and they hope I can have them continue to do my laundry because it's a game changer.
That's awesome.
Yes, and so they're bringing us our guest.
I know. Who is our guest?
Our guest is the wonderful, talented, beautiful Kenzie Heim joining us now.
So very excited to have our first in-studio guest in our new home. Kenzie Heim. Welcome, Kenzie.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
I know, it's so fun. So a little bit of backstory. Obviously, I know you from the Rangers.
Okay.
You are the wife of Jonah Heim, who is our should-be all-star catcher. But you have so much to talk about, so much that I want to get into. I know Julie wants to get to know you better, and so we're just excited to have you hear a little bit about your story, the things that you're doing, and kind of pull back the curtain on this baseball wife life. We've had some wives on. We had Sarah Garver a couple years ago. We had Jacqueline Dahl, and so it's always fun to give people a real life glimpse of what it's like, because it's not quite as glamorous as everyone might think.
Not at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Julie, you want to start? Because I know a little bit more about Kenzie than you do, so I'll let you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I want to get into like the great season, obviously, that Jonah's having and what that's like to kind of be along for that ride. But I guess first, can you explain how you guys met and your love story, if you will?
Okay.
Always good to start off with a good love story, right?
Do we filter this or do we not?
No. Yeah, we're very unfiltered.
Okay,
here.
so I am born and raised in Vegas, and so I modeled a little bit in Vegas, and I used to work at a beach club doing bottle service.
Nice.
And so my manager, the swim company that made our swimsuits for Encore Beach Club, they needed a model. So my manager was like, "Hey, Kenz, can you go model for the swim company?" And I just said yes, had no idea like what it was for, nothing. So she just gives me the address and tells me like where I go for hair and makeup, and I show up. And so I show up to the address, and it's the Las Vegas baseball field. Vegas has never had baseball, so I have no idea. Anyways, long story short, there's a pool at the Vegas AAA stadium, which is for the A's, and they wanted to make it like baseball meets Vegas. So they had me there modeling, and they had another baseball.
That's kind of a fun concept.
There. Yeah. So it was just like a shoot. I was on the cover of Vegas Weekly, so that was cool for it. And sorry, Jonah, but I remember this. It wasn't Jonah, the baseball player. I remember thinking like he was so hot. Okay, and then he did, and then the whole time he's like telling me, "You're such a dime. You're such a dime," and didn't ask for my number. And
okay, this is not Jonah.
This is not Jonah. This is
okay.
not Jonah.
Okay.
And so, anyways,
one of his teammates.
I get a text later on that day, and like 2 hours later, and he's like, "Hey, this is so and so. I had my manager find your number. We had so much fun today. Whatever." And then he asks me on a date. Well, what I think is a date. And so I show up to this date, and it's him and his entire baseball team and me.
Stop. Oh gosh.
Yeah. No, sir.
Stop.
No.
So what did you say? What did you do?
I didn't I would have brought girlfriends with me if I had any idea.
Yeah.
And I remember I was so nervous, so I just try and outdrink them.
Well, I mean, it was I can't say I haven't employed that strategy once or twice.
When you don't know what else to do.
I can't be here sober right now. Okay, I was 21.
Yeah.
So and then anyways, long story short, the next day Jonah was in my DMs, and I was like, "Do I know you?" Like I had no idea who he was. I'm like, I don't know who you are. Like
y'all could have flirted that night.
Yeah, he was like, we hung out the entire day.
Oh goodness.
Like, what are you talking about? And then ever since then, that was it. Like we were inseparable ever since.
Oh wow,
that's a fun story. Yeah.
It was fun, and we had so much fun. So we met in Vegas when he was playing AAA there.
Wow. Okay, so how long ago
was that? You were 21.
I was 21.
So it's baby. Still a baby.
I'm 26 now. So
oh my gosh.
Okay, that was 5 years
I'm old enough
ago.
to be your mom. I'm legit old enough to be your mom.
Stop.
I was 19 when you were born. That's insane.
Aww.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
All right, we can all come together.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Cute.
You're so funny.
Yeah, so that's how we met.
Oh, that's funny.
great.
And now y'all have two beautiful children.
Yeah.
Tell us about the kiddos.
Oh my gosh, they're my everything. I'm obsessed with them. Nash is 2, Lux is 1. We had them back to back. It's chaos at my house 24/7. Lux is 1, and so when Nash was 10 months, he was like running. Like Nash has always been a total ham, and Lux just milks it. She has no interest in walking. She wants to be held all the time. You put her down to walk, and she just sits. Like you try and stand her up, she has no interest. The pediatrician isn't worried. Like she's just milking it.
Yeah, he's doing
that
doing everything for her.
Yeah. Nash, we do she points to where she wants to go, and we take her, and she just
Yeah.
She's the baby. Yeah.
So was it a conscious decision to start a family early?
Yes.
It was.
Yes.
Okay. So more coming. Do you want more? Does Jonah want more? Is
It
there
depends on the day. Sometimes I'm like completely overwhelmed and I'm like, absolutely not. Like, no way. And then 3 weeks ago, I was like begging Jonah, I'm like, baby, get me pregnant. I want a baby. And then right now I'm like in total over my head, like all the time. I'm like, right now, hell no.
Yeah, especially now because we're going to talk about the business that you started and we'll talk about that for sure. But I want to talk about your family situation. And I have never asked you this, just out front, but your dad is around a lot. He
was last season.
Okay.
My mom has ALS.
Yeah.
And so last season my mom was a lot better, but right now she's kind of she's doing great. But so he's more with her.
Yeah.
But last season he was with us 24/7. I had a C-section in the middle of not in the middle of the season, like 3 weeks after the season started, and it was a surprise to me. Like I went into the doctor one day and she's like, "Okay, we're delivering you today at 35 weeks." When I got home from spring training, and I was like,
"Oh goodness!"
So my dad, I broke down. My dad's like, "Okay." My mom's like, "You need to be out there with her." So he stayed with us the entire last season because, Jonah was supposed to have 3 days off and he had 2 days off. Like they called him in on the third day to go catch bullpens.
So where do they live?
So they just moved to Utah. So my entire life we had a cabin in Utah. And so they are building a house next door to that. They have some land out there. So they're living in the cabin right now while their retirement home is being built, and they're making it all handicap accessible for my mom and stuff like that. So they're in Utah.
In such a cool moment a couple of weeks ago with your mom throwing out the first pitch, your whole family was there. Jonah talked about how full circle everything had come because you guys found out her diagnosis the day of his debut, and y'all were playing. The A's, wasn't the A's? Mm-hmm. The A's were playing in Texas.
Yeah,
right?
They were.
Right.
Yeah.
So Jonah talked about that because I remember talking to him before the game about how emotional it was going to be because obviously he's catching.
I totally spaced that they were in Texas.
Yeah. So he's catching that first pitch and he's like, this is so crazy because we found out her mom's diagnosis day of my debut and it was here. And so now to be here with her fighting this fight and to catch this first pitch, and Jonah's not an outwardly emotional human being.
No.
And he was like, it's overwhelming to think about what that moment is going to be like. And it was so beautiful. It was really, you must have been so proud of
I was so proud of her. I can cry just thinking about it.
Yeah.
It was full circle. It was unreal. It's crazy to see my husband catching her first pitch. It was sweet.
How has that been for you dealing with that it's not
easy.
It sucks.
No. My mom's always been my best friend.
Yeah. You don't ever want to see the people you love hurting.
No.
And so how are you guys dealing with that as a family, especially with something is kind of still very there's a lot unknown about ALS.
Yeah.
Right?
So I have 4 brothers and boys is just drama. So we don't all get along. But I had all 4 brothers, all their wives, all their kids at my house. That was the first time we'd all been together in years. And there was no drama. Everyone was getting along. We all had a mutual understanding. We were there for my mom. And so just to have them there for the support was unreal, and all their kids. And so my mom is fighting it. She's trying to fight it holistically, which is amazing. And it's prolonged her. It's prolonged it. The doctor gave her a year, and it's been almost 4 years now. And
wow.
So, she's still walking. She's still talking. And every week she has something new to try. And it's we have nothing to lose by just trying something.
Has it caused your family do you think that this can repair those fractures within?
I definitely think it. I never thought we would all be together for Christmas, and now everyone's planning Christmas together. And so even just for my mom, that in itself is going to help her so much mentally to know that her kids are getting along and there for each other. So I think it will bring us back together.
Because at the end of the day, you just this life is too short.
It's too short
for people you care about to have those rifts.
Yeah.
Well,
and the rifts are so
it's one thing and then it
just but then at the end of the day, it's they're so little. The things that have happened were so little. So why did that cause us to separate this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
when it should have.
And sometimes it takes something drastic, right? It
Right.
takes something big
Right.
for,
to open our eyes.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it was such a beautiful moment. And, as you're well aware, as his wife, Jonah is very reserved. And so
Yes.
a lot of the guys in the clubhouse didn't know that was taking place, didn't know that was happening, may not even know that your mom has ALS. Right. And I looked in that dugout and everyone was so captivated. And I remember looking at Brad Miller and he had giant tears in his eyes.
Sweet Brad.
Yes. And he was like, I had no idea. And he was just like, and I was like, I know. I was like, I can't. Like, I'm, same thing. So it was a really cool moment for you and your family. I'm so happy for you that y'all have that.
Thank you.
And that hopefully it does get better.
She's going to be better.
Yeah.
She is.
She looked like a kick-ass fighter.
She is not stopping fighting anytime soon. So she's amazing.
I love it. It's something else you've been very open about and vulnerable about is your struggle with postpartum depression.
Oh God, I'm gonna be crying this whole podcast.
Sorry. No, we're gonna get to happy stuff soon. I promise.
We laugh, we cry.
Yeah. So, and I had seen you in the tunnels and all that kind of stuff. But COVID was so weird. And I just didn't get to be around the wives as much as I usually am. And that's honestly one of my favorite parts. Yeah. I love getting to know the wives. I feel like you learn a lot about their husbands from their wives. And that's always been one of my greatest joys is getting to know, the guys and their families. And so I remember it was spring training. It was I think the day I got to Arizona, and you're pretty active on social media. Yeah. And you always have been. And then there was a period and I was like, God, Kenzie hasn't really been on social media a lot. I wonder what's going on. And I mean, I didn't feel like we were close enough for me to reach out and be like, hey, where are you? Why aren't you posting videos or whatever? But then you posted a video and you were very emotional and talked about how you hadn't felt like yourself. Yeah. And that you didn't feel like you needed to be on there being all happy-go-lucky when really you were fighting this internal fight. Yeah. And then you were open about it. You were I haven't been right. This postpartum depression thing is happening to me and it's real. I'm starting to work my way out of it. And I just wanted to be honest. And I thought that took so much courage. Because people don't want to, it's I always want to pretend everything's great. And look at me, I'm doing all these things and but it's not. You're like, fuck, sometimes you just got to break down. This is it catches up with you. Yeah. Why did you choose? Well, first of all, what was that time like? And how did you feel and how did you get out of it?
Oh my God. Well, so I don't even know where to start. I had explained to my OB here because I delivered Nash in Vegas. And so I had explained to my OB here how severe my postpartum depression was with Nash, but I was off my antidepressants. And I remember at the end of my pregnancy with Lux, I could feel it coming because you can actually get postpartum depression while you're pregnant. You can, it can jump up while you're pregnant. Yeah. Right? And my doctor was like, okay, we're not even gonna let this be a thing. So she put me on medicine. I think it was the day when I was 35 weeks pregnant and she had tried to deliver me that day and she put me on the medicine right then and there. So anyways, when I had Lex, I was doing great because I was on these antidepressants. Well, then I was doing so good. And so at the end of the baseball season, I didn't realize that you can't just quit your medicine cold turkey. And I just quit it. I'm like, I feel great. This is amazing. Yeah. Anyways. And then, so we're going to spring training and it just hits me like this, literally the snap of the fingers. I couldn't talk to anyone. I literally would just break down crying, because I was so depressed. And I don't think I realized that that's what it was. Cause it had almost been a year since I had her. And it can happen for 2 years. So anyways, we're heading to spring training and it was so bad. And I was thinking maybe when I get to spring training, I'll be fine. And I wasn't. And I'm not someone that I can just hop on Instagram and be fake. I can't. I've asked some wives, I'm like, how do you keep going? Even when you're you're in a rut and they're well, you just have to do it. I'm like, that's not something I can do. Yeah. You really can't. So we get to spring training and I can't focus. I called my dad. I'm like, Dad, I need you here right now. I'm not okay. So my dad flies out from Utah. And I remember just going, I drive to the Sprouts parking lot. I get Starbucks and I'm sobbing in the Sprouts parking lot. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I can't keep going like this. So I called my OB and I explained it to her and she's like, your medicine's on the way. She's amazing. She's like, it's on the way. So I go pick it up and I start taking it. It takes a couple weeks to kick in. And I I'm like finally like feeling great again. But it's so dark.
Yeah.
It's so dark.
And it's like it's such a reminder that like there is medicine for a reason.
There's medicine.
Like when you have a headache, you take
medicine.
You take aspirin. You know, it's like But there's this. I don't know if, and two, I think maybe I'm reading too much into this, but when you feel like you're a strong, independent person, that like I can kick this. I can do
exactly.
this. I can get
you
myself
think you
out
can.
of it.
Yeah.
But there's not. My mom suffers from depression, and I'm like, are you taking your meds on time? Like, there's a reason for this. Like, this can help. Like, you don't have to. Don't feel like you're stronger than this or you're weak because you're doing this. That's not the case at all. How did Jonah handle it? How did your family handle it?
Jonah's just so supportive, and Jonah, he would text me every day, like while we were there. He's like, "How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing?" But it's almost like I was almost embarrassed to like let Jonah know. But he knew.
Yeah.
And it doesn't just affect like me. Like it's way more than just like, oh, I can't stop crying. It's like, oh, is Jonah at the field? Is he cheating on me? Like I'm so insecure the whole, like when you're depressed, it also comes with like insecurities and this and like it's not just one thing. And so Jonah's at the field and I'm like freaking out and thinking about all day all the girls he's around. And then as soon as I'm on the medicine, like I'm like, oh, Jonah's so in love with me. Like he would never do anything to hurt me. But it's such a dark circle that it's not just one thing. And then it's like, oh, is Jonah loyal? Oh, Nash hates me. Oh, like, you know what I'm saying? It's all this stuff and you just think that the world is against you.
Yeah. So was it like related to the children, or was it just something you felt on your own? Meaning, like, would you be in a really tough moment where your kid can't stop crying and then it kind of sparks it? Or do you feel like it was year related, but it just happened after giving birth?
Definitely when I gave birth to Nash, it was 100% like it's dark to even like think about the thoughts in my head.
Yeah.
And like like with Nash, it hit, and the craziest part is I had no idea postpartum depression was a thing.
Yeah. And
then I have Nash.
then you're like,
is
this
this
just what it's like to be a mom?
But like, I wanted nothing to do with him.
Yeah. Well, that's what I hear. And I mean, I think most moms know that feeling. Like all of a sudden you're handed a baby.
And I was so young.
You were young.
I thought my life was
a lot
over.
Of change. Like,
and now that little thing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah.
But in the moment, right after I had him, I was like, what the hell did I just do?
Yeah.
Like what did, like, we're so stupid to think that like we wanted this. And I hate to even like I feel gross even saying that.
Yeah.
But these are real things and real feelings. I mean, like I said, I applaud you for putting it out there. Because like you said, you didn't even want to tell Jonah.
No.
You know what I mean?
No. Yeah.
And for you to be, and there's so many women, I feel like that whether it's postpartum depression or just
depression
in general,
that
they don't want to talk about that. And then if you don't talk about it, it's hard to get help.
Right.
And I just think I think it was, I mean, I remember going to the clubhouse that day and I told Jonah, I was like, I'm really proud of Kenzie. Not that she needs to hear that or that you care, but I was like, that for her to be vulnerable enough to put herself out there like that is fucking huge. Like, and he was like, I haven't seen it, but I've gotten a lot of
he
feedback
deleted
about
his Instagram too, because I don't know how that can be.
Yeah.
Sweet boy.
For
Yeah.
Well, so how are you now? What advice would you have for other women that are having like some really, dark feelings, or not even so dark, but just like, I don't feel like myself and I'm really overwhelmed by the way I feel.
Yeah. So now I feel great. I feel amazing now, and I'm still taking medicine, like surprise. But my advice for other women is to get help, to talk about it, to know you're not alone, and to maybe find someone. You can always come to me. I'm very active on Instagram now. You can talk to me about it, and I just want everyone to know like you're not alone.
That's
and
sweet.
It's a fight that like we're all here. We have an army behind us, and like you don't know unless you talk about it.
I feel like maybe another almost like PSA too. Like, so what would you say to somebody who maybe suspects it in a friend or something like that, but maybe doesn't know how to go about talking to them about it or bringing it up? Like, did you want people to inquire?
But I feel like everyone knows, because I can't be on Instagram. I don't text anyone back. I don't answer my phone. Yeah. And it's not that I'm like trying to be rude. I don't want to talk to anyone.
Right. It's
and so
like overwhelming.
I think maybe like if you notice a friend going kind of incognito like that, just let them know they're not alone.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how I would approach that because I've never had to, but.
Or maybe just note it, like look for the signs and maybe
Show
that's
up,
one
yeah,
of the signs.
look for the
like,
signs,
if it's
yeah.
someone that doesn't do that and all of
Yeah.
a sudden they're doing that, it's not you. They're probably experiencing something that maybe they could use a lending hand with or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just reach out, show up at their house.
Right.
Yeah, because I would never answer the phone or anything. So if you showed up at my house, I would have to.
Well, it is. Yeah. It's like more common, I think, than people realize. And a lot of people, whether it's postpartum depression or just like the struggle with becoming a mom, because it changes your body, it changes your hormones, it changes your life.
And I'm so big too. I know this is a very like controversial thing to say, but sleep helps a lot with depression.
Yeah.
And so I sleep trained both my babies, and I feel like as soon as I started getting sleep with Nash, I started feeling so much better. So if you have any questions on like sleep training or anything as well, always message me. I mean, I can give you so many tips on that. I'm a big believer in
I think
sleep.
We're huge.
There's no
on
lie
that.
there.
My husband is like super big on getting his 8 hours.
Yeah.
I'm more like 6. If I get 6, I'm fine. But he was like adamant about our kids being sleep trained.
Yes.
So with the sleep training, with a baseball schedule, what does that look like? Because
oh man, like when I left this morning, my babies were still asleep, and I left at 11. We were up all night. We were at the baseball game. Yeah, I mean, you saw us. My kids were wide awake.
So you bring them to the games?
Yeah, well, if Jonah's playing, we come to the games that Jonah plays.
Yeah,
which is a lot lately.
A lot lately. Yeah,
a lot.
So, but everyone says the baseball babies are the best babies because they have to adapt to the schedules.
Yes, they have to
and
adapt
the time
to the schedule
changes
and the moving and the trades and
everything. Yeah, and so I try and travel with them as much as I can. I mean, last season I traveled full time. This season now I have Freckles and Lennon, so I'm not traveling as much, but the babies do amazing. We bring their slumber pods. Both of them have a slumber pod in the hotels, and they sleep their 12 to 15 hours every night. They need sleep, and they still both take. I now have them on a nap at the same time every day, which is my holy hour, holy 3 hours. We don't take that for granted.
What do I do with this time? Too much pressure.
Oh my god, yeah.
Hold on to the nap time.
Yeah,
as long as you can.
If we're out before. If they were up the night before and they sleep in, they nap at 2. But if they were up early, they nap at 1. So if we're in the car and they're like getting sleepy, I have my nanny in the back. I'm like, keep them awake. Like, take the binky out. Let her cry the whole way. Like, I'm like, we have so much to do in that 3 hours that they take a nap.
Right.
That we can't afford for them to be sleeping in the car for 5 minutes.
Whatever it takes to keep nap time.
Yeah, nap time is sacred, folks. Don't forget that.
So, Jonah, when he came up, so Jonah take us through his career path. So when you met him, 21, he was in the A's, AAA affiliate in Vegas.
I didn't grow up watching sport, so I had no idea. I asked him like what he was going to college. I'm like, I thought that was like a hobby for him. I'm like, so what are you going to school for? Like, what are you doing after this? Like after baseball? Like I didn't get it. I'm like,
it's a legitimate question. Not everybody pans out. And
So his best friend Matt used to text me updates when Jonah and I were dating, and Matt would tell me like, oh, Jonah hit a double, and I would be more excited when Jonah hit a double than when Jonah hit a home run, because I thought a double was that he ran the bases twice. I thought it was like he hit the ball so far that he like
a double home run.
A double home run. Yeah,
that is amazing.
Yeah, and Matt still gives me shit about it, like to this day. Matt comes on all these. Matt and his wife and his 2 kids come on like tons of road trips with us. Like that's Jonah's childhood best friend, so he still gives me shit about it.
Yeah,
to this day.
Maybe we could propose that the double home run.
I think we should try it. Yeah, I don't know why we wouldn't.
His brothers?
Yeah,
no sports.
No, well, I mean my brothers play soccer.
Okay, so just not baseball.
No, not baseball.
Yeah.
It's a hard game to learn.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Especially if you think a double is 2 home runs.
I'm like so.
I love that about you, though. Right?
Oh, he loved it.
Oh yeah,
he loved it because he's like he's like I don't want to come home and talk baseball. So he liked that I was so dumb. Like I had no idea. I'm still asking my nanny. I'm like I thought that was a ball.
Yeah.
Or
I've been doing this for 20 years. I still say the same.
Yeah,
thing.
I'm like yeah. So my nanny was a catcher in high school and college, and so she explains it all to me. She was obviously from softball, but I'm like just in case you didn't
Yeah.
Anyways, so she explains it to me all the time.
So do you like it now? I mean,
I love it.
Yeah. Oh.
But damn, like why can't it be? So one of my best friends, her husband plays for the Steelers, And like he has a game once a week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So why is it every day?
Yeah.
Can we change that? Like
17.
What?
I play 17 games
Yeah.
in an NFL season. Yeah, and we
Yeah.
play 162. It's insane.
yeah.
Yeah, it's insane.
And then like Jonah and I were doing the math yesterday, and like there's like a month in between like the last off day to the next one. Like so it's poor guy.
Yeah.
Poor guys. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Well, and catcher is such a they get the shit beaten out of them on a nightly basis.
Yes,
I will say the one thing he's got going for him is he doesn't play across the street. I had 2 children in the old ballpark with no fucking roof, and it was miserable.
Yeah.
And it's worse on the it's the worst on the
Yeah.
catcher because he's out there getting beat up. I mean, anyway.
I
So
can't
that is
imagine.
one
Yeah.
saving grace.
Yeah.
So then he goes from AAA Vegas
Okay. Yeah.
to
So
Big league.
AAA, then so then we go to Dominican and we play. I go out there with him. We play there for a month and a half, which that was so fun. I mean,
yeah,
it was a
I've heard
shit show,
Dominican.
but
that
What was it like?
okay, so they Jonah has no idea what he's getting into, and so they tell us that we're gonna have this little villa. So I'm thinking like a little shack.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, we're gonna have a little shack. We played for the Toros out there, and we get there, and our little villa is quite literally like a 7,500 square foot mansion. We had a housekeeper there. She cooked breakfast, lunch, and
Oh my
dinner for
gosh.
me. She did my lunch. Like it was amazing, and you tip her out weekly, and like,
Wow.
it was
That's
amazing.
awesome.
So
So
the
they set
wives
that up for you.
and every villa was your own, and it was right on the beach in a private resort.
Oh my gosh.
You had to
sounds
like have
amazing.
your passport and everything into. Each house had your own golf cart, and you had like 6 private beaches and like 15 restaurants in this resort. And like the resort was probably like 1,000 acres. Like if I had to like make it Texas style, like
Yeah.
edition, probably like 1,000 acres.
Texas
Yeah,
US.
Texas style, like
Yeah.
acre. It was huge. I can't even. And so there was a golf course on it, and like the golf course on it was like top 3 in the world. Like it was
Wow.
insane. It was the most amazing experience of my life, but also such a shit show. Like bottle service, you had to take a bus to the game because once you got out of the resort, it was dangerous. And so all the wives took a game, but like we were out there with no family, nothing. So all we did was drink.
Yeah.
And like a bottle of Grey Goose at the game was $30
Ooh.
for a bottle. I'm from Vegas. A bottle, like I sold
Yeah.
bottles, a $5,000 bottle of Grey Goose, and like
Jeez.
proud of it. And so $30 bottle with mixers, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all had some fun.
we had some fun. It
Y'all
was
had
so
some
much
fun.
fun. I still talk to the people out there. We still love them. Jonah and I fell so much in love out there. It was amazing. They had 2 off days a week, set off days, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Like
That's
it
a
was
life.
just fun. Yeah. On my birthdays when we were out there, we had a private yacht on like a private island, and like all of
I
us
didn't realize
went.
it was like that
The
cool.
Dominican
But
is great.
I've heard-
I've
yeah.
been twice,
Yeah.
and it's been awesome. We went one year. We actually stayed in Adrian Beltre's house, so he
Oh,
has 2
amazing.
places. So he's like a residence, and then he has one in Casa de Campo.
That's where we stayed, Casa
And-
de Campo.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's where Elvis and Corey got married. Andrews.
Okay.
And so I went there for their wedding. So, but it's beautiful, and the people
Yeah.
there are phenomenal. The
Yeah.
people in the Dominican.
So you know exactly what I'm talking
Yes.
about. Those houses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and when we stayed at Adrian's, we had a chef every.
Yes,
Like
yes.
It's part of the deal.
It's part
Like,
of-
it's
yeah,
That's just how
yeah.
they do it. Like when you go there, you've got someone who does all the shit.
Everything.
People
Yeah.
wanna come back
Private
here and
infinity
play.
It's
private
amazing.
infinity pools like at your house. Like so every night before the game all the wives would get together at someone else's like villa.
Yeah.
Some villas had water slides from like bungalows on the out. Like
oh my gosh.
it was insane. It was so, and I'm still like best friends with all. Actually, one of them who I became best friends with out there is Jacqueline Gray's childhood best friend.
Oh, okay.
And so we always have reunions and
Yeah.
like
Jacqueline Gray is John Gray's wife. I love.
yeah,
Jacqueline.
she's my best friend. I love Jacqueline.
She's awesome.
She's so fun.
She's
yeah,
super cool. She's
Yeah.
super cool.
yeah.
It's a real. You guys. I mean, and I feel like it's changed a lot too. So I started covering this team in 2005.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
So it's
Yeah.
it's been a long time. And I feel like, I think now you guys, I feel like are a lot closer and
Mhm.
tighter knit. And I think I started to see it, and what the wives were always friendly with each other,
Right,
You know,
right.
whatever. But Sandra Beltre made it such a priority to like really bring everyone in, be inclusive,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff, to where there's not cattiness and all that kind of stuff. Because it's hard. You're just thrown into, oh, hey, this is who you're going to spend fucking 8 months of your life with.
Mhm. Yeah.
These 8 months of your life. Hey, get used to them and
Yeah.
hope you like them.
Yeah.
And so it's an awkward situation for you guys. And I'm sure when you're first coming up, your husband's new or where depending on where he plays. Is he a superstar? Is he a bullpen guy? Is he whatever? It's just where is he on the totem pole, and where are you on the totem pole? It's just it's a very odd. Awkward.
Fuck the totem pole.
Yeah.
That doesn't need to be a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is, but it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, everyone started at the same spot.
Right.
So it doesn't make you a better person that your husband.
Right.
And also it's like it's your husband.
Right. It's not you.
It's not you. So why are you acting like this?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally agree. Yeah.
Okay,
well,
so
sorry, that
Dominican.
got you.
no,
triggered
I
me.
agree. Yeah.
So I'm trying. So Dominican, and then did you?
Yeah. So then
We're here,
COVID
here.
season where that
Yeah.
wasn't a thing, and then I got pregnant, and then we're getting ready for the season with the A's, and I have Nash, and Nash is 1 week postpartum, and Jonah gets a call. And 1 week postpartum with Nash, Jonah gets a call that he's being traded to the Rangers, which we wanted to be.
Yeah.
We had heard rumors that we might get traded to Texas, and Jonah and I have always we would for fun look at houses in Texas, thinking before we even heard rumors, and so we were thrilled about it, and we love it here. We love it here, but so then we go to spring training in Arizona, and we had already had a house in Tempe that we were renting, and so Jonah, sweet Jonah, he's so sweet, traveled an hour and a half to get to the spring training field every day and an hour and a half back.
Oh, wow.
When we first got traded, and he had to.
Yeah.
He had to, and he played his little heart out in spring training, and then
The rest is history.
the rest is history. Yeah, and we still, when we got traded here, we still were you never know if you're going to make the team or not. And so we didn't know where we were going to go after that. Are we going to get a house in we had no idea where we were going to go. And so at the end of spring training, I'm like, Jonah, I'm just going to get an Airbnb. I'm going to rent it out for us. And then if we can't get it, we'll try and pull strings. And if we don't make the team, we'll try and pull strings and get out of it. But I need to know, for my, again, depression and sanity, I need to know that we have somewhere to go when we get there.
Right. And he ended up obviously making the team.
Mm-hmm.
And then is that the year Mitch got hurt?
No, Mitch wasn't with us.
Who was it then?
It was
Who what?
Jose. It was Jose Trevino.
Oh, duh.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So and then
and Jonah didn't play much that season.
Right.
And that was hard on him mentally.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So Jose, but then when he really got significant playing time and an indicator that
Jonah's someone that he needs to be playing all the time. Even now when Jonah has a day off, he needs it, and I know I'm like, Jonah, you need it. But he's like, I hate not playing. It's stupid, and he hates not playing. But the more he plays, the better he.
It would be hard to feel like you're getting in a rhythm or something.
Yeah, it would be like that year he would hit 2 walk-off home runs back to back that first year here, and then he didn't play for a week.
Yeah,
and it was just mentally, he's like, I don't know what more I could be doing.
Yeah, and it's usually not even about them,
right?
Yeah.
Right,
it's something else.
Yeah,
that's out of their control.
Yeah.
So that was last season?
That was our first season. Yeah.
So it's 2021.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then 2022
we get Mitch, and I love the Garvers, but holy shit, we were shitting. We're like,
yeah. So then,
we're leaving Texas.
We were
shitting ourselves. Jonah and I, I remember sitting in the hotel room. I'm like, do I text Danny? Are you? I'm like, I'm gonna text Danny. Where are we going?
yeah.
And then Danny's like, the Pirate and that and gives us a list of teams that are calling the Rangers for Jonah. So we're like, we're getting traded.
Yeah. Because you bring in Mitch Garver, and Mitch Garver is a big bat, and he's a great catcher.
Yes.
And so he's Mitch
is amazing.
Yes,
yeah.
He's awesome. And then in spring training, they trade Jose Trevino. So that was the indicator that, okay, we're going to ride with Mitch and Jonah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mitch gets hurt.
And it's so hard, too, because Marky was one of my other best friends. And, then you feel... And it comes between, you know what I'm saying? It's so hard because then it's they picked Jonah over Jose. But Jose was, and so it's just a mind game.
Yeah.
It's a mind game, but you can't think of it as a competition.
Right.
And that's what I've learned. You can't look at them as your competition because at the bottom line, it's your husband. I don't know.
And I will say about this team, this 2023 team, that I don't sense that among any
there's no
at all.
rivalry
There's nothing.
between
this thing is honestly pulling all in the same direction,
right.
which is not always the case because usually when you're shitty, it becomes less about the team by default because okay, we're not winning, so now I got to focus on I got to get mine, I got to get my numbers, I got to do all that. This is a completely different situation. But what happened is that Mitch Garver got hurt and Jonah stepped up and effing balled out. And
Insane.
then, yeah.
I'm so proud of him.
And
I tell him, I'm like, baby, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
He's playing amazing.
Yeah. And I will say, and it could, I have a feeling, I don't think he's bullshitting me because I don't think he's a bullshitter. Mitch Garver is as happy for Jonah as anyone on the planet.
Right.
I mean,
Mitch and Jonah, they sit together on the plane. Like they're,
if not, he's putting on one hell of a show because he talks about what a luxury it is to have Jonah. And now at this point in his career, and as much as he's gotten hurt, I think they've all realized like it's best for Mitch to mainly be a DH. And so and because of the way that Jonah has played, and he has become your everyday catcher.
And then Mitch as DH. Holy shit.
Yeah. It's crazy.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like the
good problem to have.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
We're all just rooting for each other at the end of it. Even when Sandy plays, I'm like, come on, and I'm rooting for him.
I love
every
Sandy
time.
Leon. Sandy Leon is awesome.
Yeah,
he is such
sweet.
a good. He's got
so
a good
happy,
vibe.
Good vibes.
Yeah.
And I'm like rooting for him.
Yeah,
I think when like the team as a whole is having success, obviously that helps everyone kind of feel a little bit more comfortable in whatever role they're put in. But speaking of that success, like, oh my gosh, this season is exceeding, I think, everybody's expectations. And I know Jonah's performance, like, it's just been so good, so fun. Emily mentioned likely an all-star type season, right? We hope.
Vote for Jonah.
Vote for Jonah.
I'm
game. What has it been like for you, like, as his wife, just to kind of see his dreams, like, achieved like this?
This is Jonah's bucket list to make it to be an all-star. And so, damn, this is the closest he's ever been. He's second as of a couple days ago. Yesterday, I passed out cards for people to vote.
You're like out on street corners.
I don't care. My husband wants to get there, and I'm his biggest fan. I will help him get there.
Yeah,
I'll do my part, and I would also like to style my family on the red carpet. So I'm not to make it about me, but hey, Jonah,
how cute would that be with the little one?
Yeah. So I want Nash and Jonah in matching suit, like.
Yeah. Well, then just the team, like, winning. I mean, you're fairly new here, but this team has had a...
No, I'm like, it's actually, like,
been bad
fun.
for a while.
It's so fun
so
to
different.
watch.
Yeah.
It's so different. Like,
yeah.
Wow. In the past, it's like, it almost was a joke.
It's hard. It was hard those years.
That's bad to say. We might edit that out. But, like, even Jonah would come home and he would be like, this is fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Like, they all want to win.
Yes.
Day in, day out.
That's it. Like, they want to win.
Bochy is everything.
Bochy is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done everything in this game. He knows how to communicate. And it's like, whatever he says, those guys believe. Why wouldn't they? He's fucking won 3 World Series championships.
Yeah.
He's been in this game forever. And I just feel like his delivery, and I said this on Julie's radio show the other day, I feel like it's like when you reach that point in your life where you're comfortable in your own skin.
Exactly.
And you don't have anything else to prove. I don't want to say you don't have anything else to accomplish because I think he wants to win another World Series. But like, I feel like I'm kind of at a point in my life where I don't have anything to prove to anyone. And so I kind of have a F it mentality in the fact
he
that
100% has that.
In the fact that not that I'm like, fuck you,
no,
fuck you, but it's like, I'm comfortable saying what's on my mind because there's a reason behind it and there's experience behind it. And so it's just like, I'm just going to say this. It might not be right and you might not agree with it. You might not agree with it, but I'm going to say it because I'm just comfortable saying it because I feel like it's coming from a good place and I feel like
I would love to get to that point.
And well, I mean, listen, maybe when you're 40, maybe when you're
right now, I keep my mouth shut.
Maybe when you're 45, you got about 20 years to figure this shit out. Because it took me a while to get there too, but I feel like that's the way Boch is. It's like he's just like, why would I not say what I'm thinking? Why would I not admit that I'm a little more geeked up for the Rays series? Whereas most managers are like, it's just another series, it's just another game. It's like, no, I mean this is gonna be great.
We're gonna do what we can.
This is gonna be cool. So it's super, super fun. Okay, we got it before. We've run way long, but that's okay. I'm glad.
I talk a lot.
We
and Jonah are complete opposites.
So I wanted to ask.
I speak for herself.
We have to talk about Freckles and Lennon.
Oh my God, yes.
So
my newborn.
I know. I'm so excited for you, and I love to. And not that there's anything wrong with not having a job on top of raising children or just being a wife. Not just being a wife, being a wife, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying that's, but I love it. I love seeing, I love seeing women doing things doing things that that they
Passionate
can
about.
yes, and something that's their thing, and that it's not just all about your husband or your
I
kids
love
or
that you're
whatever.
saying that.
You know what I mean? That makes me
Mhm.
and it makes me, and not that you need it, but as someone who's 19 years older than you, I'm proud of you, and I think it's
Aw.
great that you're doing it. And I want you to tell us about it and tell people where
Okay,
we can
yeah.
find it, and tell us about this adorable dress you're wearing. I have a Freckles and linen dress that I wore the other day.
She sold it out.
It's super
I
cute.
saw
I
it.
sold it
Yeah,
out.
She sold it out.
I
Oh,
sold
yeah.
it out.
Yeah.
They had to order more,
Yeah.
and I'll sell more shit out. So anyway, so tell us about it, where the idea came from, what it is.
So I have always wanted to have my own boutique. I dabbled in the fashion blogging thing when that was a thing, like maybe before I met Jonah. I loved it. I wanted to be a fashion blogger, but damn, that is hard to start.
Yeah.
So I've always loved fashion, and I always wanted to have a boutique. I bought the domain Freckles and Linen in like literally 2018, I think. But the timing was never right.
Because you knew if this were to happen, that would be the
that
name.
would be my name. Like when I don't have makeup on, my face is full of freckles, and I love my freckles.
Oh,
so
I love
much.
that.
Yeah.
Freckles and linen.
So that's, and then linens, obviously this dress is linen. I didn't think of that, but fashion. So, and Jonah had known I always wanted to start a boutique, and he was always for it, but the timing was never right.
Yeah.
So then, we get to spring training. I'm having postpartum depression. I'm thinking how the whole season is just going to be about my husband again. And you lose yourself kind of.
Yeah.
And so when you said that, like, you love just being a wife, that's what I felt like. I didn't want to be I didn't want to be known as Jonah Heim's wife. I wanted to have something for myself.
Yeah.
And so, and also I didn't want to just be a stay-at-home mom. Like, I can't do that. Like,
Right.
And some people are wired that way.
Some
and
people
there
are
is
made
nothing
that
wrong
way,
with that.
and
I'm not.
yeah, I'm not. I can't do it.
But I also too, I don't want to discount those who are.
those of you
those
that
are the
that's amazing.
And those are the people that are doing all the cool shit
They
with
do everything,
crafts
and their
and
craft-
PTA stuff and all. And I'm like, amen for you.
Yeah,
because
good for you.
I
wish I
can't
could be like that.
do that shit.
Yeah, but that's not.
And
I can't.
my kids drive me crazy, and I
My
have to
kids
have
drive
something
me
else.
nuts.
So it's like,
so I needed something for myself. And so that's when Jonah and I kind of were like, okay, well, now's the time. And I had no idea what the hell I was doing. So I had a friend, like, I'm so ADHD. I can't sit at a computer and like make an LLC because that's too much work.
Yeah.
Not too much work, but like once I start reading all of it, I'm like, my mind, I'm like, okay, I can't do it. I can't start my own business. So I push my computer down and I shut it. And I've done that so many times, like even trying to make a website. And so now Jonah's like, okay, well, if that's too much for you, find someone to make your website. Find someone to help you set this up. Find someone, but you need to do it. And so
That's awesome.
I did. And then all of a sudden, I'm thinking I can just go to the Dallas Market Center and buy clothes. So I go on when I get home from spring training and it's empty. There's nothing there. And there was one exhibitor there, and I go in and I'm like, so what do I do? And she's like, well, you just missed it. Like, our big market was last week. We were at spring training. I'm, oh shit, I have no idea. I had no idea. And she's like, there's a big one in Georgia right now. Atlanta. Yeah. She's like, that starts in 2 days. And she was like, and then in a month, there's a huge one in Nashville. And I'm like, okay, great. I'm going to Nashville. So I book flights. I book a hotel like that day. And I go to Nashville. And I just go ham. Like, I loved it. I had so much fun, but it definitely was very, it was very intimidating. Like, I had to, some brands you have to, like, because I want to be able to sell Free People and Aloe Yoga and Beach Riot Swim. And that's like my dream. I want to be able to sell like the brands that I love. But those brands won't even talk to you if you're not established.
Uh-huh.
Like Rolla Jeans, a brand of jeans that I love. I go up to her and she tells me no, and I'm like, no, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, listen, like, I promise I can sell it. And I'm just like selling myself to this girl. And she's like, I've never had like, when I tell someone no, they've always just walked away. And she's like, I've never had this. And she's like, let's sit down and talk.
Okay, so it worked. Yeah.
And it worked. And so we have Rolla Jeans. And like on our first, we haven't shot them yet because I'm still waiting for like, because when you go to market, you're like pre-buying. So like it takes sometimes 6 months for everything to come in. So like you can shoot as you go or you can shoot whatever. So yeah.
So it's online now.
It's online.
But I heard you talking, like as you're coming up to our studio, you're like, "Ooh, I saw spaces for lease." Like, are you thinking about?
We are straight out of my house right now. Our house is 3,500 square feet. We don't have a big. Well, I mean, some people that might be big, but we have 2 babies. We have I have one of my employees staying with us right now because she's my best friend from Vegas. So she's there. My name's like, so my entire living room is Freckles and Linens right now. And I'm like over my head. So we've been talking. Is today Wednesday?
Yes.
Yeah.
On Friday, I found a space that I love, and we're going to talk numbers with the guy and square footage and stuff, like, because it's being built right now. Because once I have a storefront, I can carry the brands I want, and I can like make my dream a reality. So right now, obviously, this is my dream, but my dream is to sell like the brands that I love. And so right now, we're like just kind of like boutique-y clothes, but I have so many plans for it.
Yeah.
So
it's super
fun.
exciting.
Yeah, so
it's all, I mean, how old is it? It's like
not even a month.
old.
No, it's not even a month. We launched on May 19th.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And
I
so
don't
right
know what
now
today.
it's online. Like
It's
how
online.
do people find
It's online only, and we do a lot of marketing on Instagram.
Okay.
But it's online only. Frecklesandlinens.com. And when I went to market, I was buying one pack of everything, and typically a pack is 2, 2, 2. So 2 smalls, 2 mediums, 2 large, and I would buy a pack of everything because I'm not even knowing if people are gonna like what I pick. Like you have to. I pick stuff that I would wear, and then I do all the modeling. I am having 2 models come to a shoot tomorrow because we have like 65 things, but that's beside the point. I do all the modeling. We shoot it all in house. Like I don't hire a photographer, any of that. And so a pack is. I didn't know if people would like it. I didn't know if it would sell, and so I bought one pack of everything. And then on the first day, everything sold out.
Oh wow!
And I'm calling these vendors, and a lot of the stuff that I loved, they couldn't restock because it had sold out. So then I'm like making an even bigger risk on the next when I'm buying new stuff. I'm going to buy 3 packs of all this. And then, I'm so proud of not even in 1 month what we've done with it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, in 6 months.
Yeah.
It's probably hard not to just keep thinking up.
And that's an exciting place to be. And I would, sometimes you just have to learn by doing. Like you admit it. Like I didn't know exactly what I was doing, but sometimes you just have to, and I think you're a testament to that. Like, it's not ever going to be the perfect time and the perfect situation, and everything's not going to line up. So like just do it. And I'm sure you have to be proud of yourself for being like, fuck it. And for Jonah for supporting you and everyone else and just saying, F it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
What else, what do I have to lose except for maybe a little money and some pride.
And pride. But no, it's been amazing. And we can only go up from here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well,
we will follow along all of it.
Yeah,
the Rangers, the
Rangers
store, everything.
Yeah.
We're in your corner now. We're so glad you came on the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was so
this
fun.
was great. We hope you like our new little home.
It's so cute here. I'm obsessed, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So keep us posted on what's going on. I'll keep buying cute little. This is a cute little dress. I may be a little too busty for that one. Yeah. Oh yeah, keep buying, keep voting, keep voting for Jonah. He deserves to be there.
He deserves to be there.
He deserves to be there. He for sure does. Yeah. Well, Kenzie, thank you so much for coming
in.
The way we end every show is you look at your camera and you say, throw up the peace. It's cheesy as fuck, but we throw up the peace signs and say, Mom game out on the count of 3. So 1, 2, 3.
Mom game out.